What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist back at it again, bringing you 40 facts on the Warhammer 40k universe. This time, we are back at it again with our friendly, or not so friendly, character by the name of Cypher. Now, this fallen angel has been a guy of mystery. He seems to be for the Emperor, but at the same time working against the Imperium. Now, what do you guys think he is? Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Let me know in the comments down below, but for now, let's continue on his lore. Across the galaxy, the legend of Cypher has been known by many names. He has sometimes been confused with the savior of Praxis, the robed rogue of Nova Terra uprisings, and more recently, the voice of the Emperor. Whether Cypher actually assumes these aliases, or if his presence has merely begun another series of rumors, is yet another mystery. In several instances, such as during the Nova Terra Interregnum, there was one or more fallen amidst the rising anarchy. Only by following the trail of Cypher did the unforgiving find and capture the guilty. But at other times, he seemed determined to aid the fallen to escape. Is it that the Dark Angel's belief that Cypher is an expert at manipulation? Some serve as bodyguards and are willing to lay down their lives for Cypher. Others, however, would be appalled to realize whom they have aided, and have been duped by an ally who is not all who he seems. In battle, rebels, squads of Chaos Terminators, and Demon Princes have all accompanied Cypher. He has gathered and led squads of Fallen that have campaigned together since the fall of Caliban, and he has fought alongside the towering war machines of the Dark Mechanicum. Cypher has fought shoulder to shoulder with the forces of the Imperium as well, frequently directing Imperial Guardsmen, squads of Space Marines, or any other number of planetary defense forces, while under the guise of a Space Marine loyal to the Emperor. The one thing that they all have in common is that they all serve a purpose in Cypher's plans, and he easily abandons them to their fates, as it befits the circumstances of his mission. Cypher will not hesitate to spill their blood if it grants him but a further second needed to escape the clutches of pursuit. For their part, the forces of the Unforgiven seek to hunt Cypher regardless of whom he surrounds himself with. This has, more than once, brought the Dark Angels and their successor chapters into direct conflict with their own allies. There are some, such as the Silver Skulls and the Black Templars, who have a bitter enmity with the Unforgiven and will go out of their way to avoid working alongside them. Some of the recorded contacts with Cypher are brief, his appearance only registering at the onset of a conflict. In others, Cypher has seemed more deeply involved. From the Dark Angel's records, it is believed that Cypher had spent some 20 Terran years in the cult of the Red Heresy, a growing anarchic movement that was drawing in agitators from 7 systems. Accounts differ as to whether he was leading the cult or was merely manipulating their actions. During the same period, he was also identified as having joined the Zargozan smuggler fleet. In both cases, he made no effort to distinguish himself. Cypher always appeared as a cloaked and cowl figure, bearing pistols of ancient and expert craftsmanship and a sword which none had ever seen unsheathed. And that brings us to the war gear and armory of Cypher. He wields, like many fallen angels, ancient suits of dark green colored power armor that matches that of pre-Horus Heresy armor. He also has dual pistols. It is difficult to get anything other than a brief glimpse at Cypher's pistols, for they are drawn, fired, and reholstered with blinding speed. As with all things about Cypher, his weapons too have brought about much speculation. They are clearly of ancient design, possibly predating the Imperium itself. The plasma pistol bears many of the same hallmarks as those weapons favored by the Dark Angels. For example, the energy pulse, the fizzling aftercharge, and the roar of its blast. Cypher is also known to have once carried a Catan phase knife, which was lost in the battle with the Catan named the Deceiver during the 13th Black Crusade. Due to the fact that it was lost within the warp, This seems to have caused a mysterious temporal loop, which causes the knife to reappear at random times on Cypher's person. And finally, we come across the mysterious sword. One of the characteristics that defines this mysterious Cypher is the sword that he carries upon his back. On every world where he has been sighted, Cypher has always bore a sword, yet no matter how pressured he has been in combat, he has never drawn the blade. Even on rare occasions, when both pistols were struck from his hands, the robed figure did not draw this blade. Some of the Unforgiven has speculated that the blade is none other than the famed Lion Sword, the blade of their Primarch that was lost when the lion disappeared. Others say it is a new weapon made of the same meteor that produced the metal for the Heavenfall blades. There are those within the inner circle that speak of the Ebon Sword of Luther, the treacherous sword that some believe slew Lionel Johnson before he vanished into the warp storm. They whisper that it is Cypher's goal to reach Terra, to finally draw forth that sword for the first and last time, using the weapon to slay the Emperor, striking him down from his golden throne. Some few have even suggested that Cypher will kneel before the Emperor, offering him this blessed blade, and by this deed seeking final redemption for the Unforgiven. In the end, all that is known for certain is that the sheathed weapon is yet another mystery, just like himself. And here we are presented with a few notable sightings of Cypher. The Black Templar Incident. A Black Templar strike cruiser, Ophidium Gulf, assists the Dark Angel force in pursuit of the individual known as the Voice of the Emperor. After hard fighting, the Black Templars succeed in capturing him, although they are later embroiled in a dispute with the Dark Angels, during which both chapters briefly engage in battle. Although ultimately taken into custody by the Dark Angels, the robed captive mysteriously escapes, and the Ophidium Gulf is lost. At the behest of the Black Templars, the Inquisition is called upon to investigate. Results are pending after the disappearance of Inquisitor Archibald. Belial's Fury. Belial, Grand Master of the Deathwing, corners Cypher on Piscina 4. Belial is the best shot and most formidable close combat fighter in the Dark Angels chapter, yet his efforts come close to naught. His Stormbolter misses before jamming, and the Sword of Silence cuts off merely a piece of Cypher's hood as he ducks the blow. When Belial is subsequently tied up by the massive wave attack of suicidal cultists, Cypher makes his escape. This marks the third time he has eluded the mighty Belial in combat. Who hunts the hunters? While observing the Ravenwing and Deathwing work in conjunction to capture a prisoner, Inquisitor Rasputin believes he has at last solved the riddle of the Dark Angels. As he turns to leave the battlefield, only his lightning-fast reflexes and a nigh impenetrable force field allow him to survive a fury of shots that would have slain him. Even as a hooded figure advances upon his position, a new conflict breaks out. Ravenwing troops on bikes have picked up on Cypher's trail and pursue him as he attempts to gun down the Inquisitor before escaping. Rasputin never makes his final report, and once again, the Ravenwing return empty-handed from chasing after Cypher. And there you have it, guys. This was the lore on Cypher, the being wrapped in shadow, the entity whose move is cloaked in mystery. What did you guys think about this guy's lore? In my opinion, I really like it. It's wrapped in mystery, so you never know what to expect. I do like the fact that this guy dual wields pistols, and he's got a big ass sword. Now I wish he would use it, but again, mysteries. So let me know what you guys think about him. In your opinion, do you think he is a loyalist or a traitor? And also, what do you guys think about that blade that he's carrying? Will he get redemption from it, or will he finally kill the Emperor with it? Again, let me know your thoughts, and that's all I've got for you guys. Thank you for getting us to over 50,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for getting us over 1,000 likes on Facebook. And thank you guys for being awesome people. As always, I will see you tomorrow. This has been The Sound Alchemist with One Mind Syndicate, and I am signing out.